Oh, big brave boy over here thinks he's gonna hit a Nazi. What are you gonna do when a Nazi gets nose to nose with you? I think you should headbutt him. Here, let me show you how. The Glasgow kiss, the Newcastle curtsy, the Aussie goodbye, whatever you call it, for decades, the headbutt has been a pillar of Nazi face-exploding technology. Now, it's a common misconception that you throw a headbutt with the forehead. Believe it or not, the skin on the front of the brow is very thin. It splits open very easily, and when blood flows, it flows into your eyes. You want to avoid that. Your goal is to hit with either the side of the head or the top of the dome. The top of the skull is one of the thickest, most dense bones in your body. Additionally, if you have hair, it will provide some cushioning for you and provide something to kind of soak and redirect blood from your face should your head get split open. One of my favorite ways to deliver a headbutt is while you're being inundated with boring Nazi propaganda, go ahead and turn your head to the side as if you were to yawn. Then suddenly, surprise is an important aspect when it comes to headbutts, but it's also part of the fun, as if punching Nazis couldn't be any more fun. And remember to follow it up with additional strikes. Another fun way to deliver the dome to the dome is while that Nazi is in your face, regurgitating rhetoric from 4chan chat rooms, put your hands together and shake your head yes as if you're actually listening. Then when your head is down, push through. One of the biggest mistakes when sending your noggin through a Nazi brain pan is rearing back. There's no need to do that, just send. Remember, headbutting, like punching Nazis in general, is more about sending a message than it is about being effective. If you want to cause damage, pick another move or follow up quickly. As usual, it's probably best for you to join a martial arts school or an MMA gym so that you can hone your Nazi punching skills on the regular. Happy hunting, my good friend, and don't forget to pick up soup for the family. Big Bang Mike, can you teach us how to knee a Nazi in the balls? No. Because a Nazi ain't got no balls. I'll teach you how to properly execute a knee, though. Cards on the table, I've never been a real fan of the groin being a target of your ire, mainly because it is rather difficult to get to, and depending on the pants and the temperature outside, you might not even get it. So no, instead what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to execute that knee technically correct. And if you happen to hit him in the goibles, that's all the better for it. The first thing you want to remember about the knee is that the attack is a spear, not a lift. What you want to do is you want to take that knee and you want to lift it straight up, but then the actual attack comes through a pressure through the hips that's going to cause the majority of that impact. So if you're using your heavy bag as a fascist stand-in, you shouldn't feel a scraping motion on the knee, but the bag should actually swing back. This will help you apply destructive anti-fascist force regardless as to what your target is. And if you choose the groin, that's on you. Another thing to consider is leaning back as you throw that knee. That counterbalance is gonna help you stay balanced. It helps keep that knee going directionally forward, and it gets that face out of punching zone. You can use a walking stick as a training aid, put it behind you, and work that lean back. Later on down the line, put it between your hands and use it as a counterbalance. Afterwards, no need. And then kind of the cool thing about the knee is that you can apply the technique and physics of one of our earlier videos, the Superman punch. We meet again, Nazi scum.
Please, please, buy my Teslas.
Now, don't forget your Irish Blackthorn walking stick. It's dangerous, uneven terrain out there, my friends. I would hate for you to be unbalanced. Oh, it's all fun and games punching Nazis until one of them decides to chase after you. What are you gonna do to defend yourself then, punk rocker? You can learn how to do a back kick, and I can teach you. The back kick is paramount in mobile Nazi striking technology. It allows you to kick backwards at someone chasing you while continuing your forward momentum in your escape. Delivered very similar as a side kick, you're going to take your dominant leg and raise it up to the sky, kicking back at the person behind you. The beauty of this move is that your stop is subtle, but the kick is still incredibly powerful. And that mustache man fan is still chasing after you at full speed, so he's gonna have the impact of his energy running into your foot. Then once you've mastered that back kick, you can use the power and momentum to actually push yourself off of your opponent, further helping you to escape. Now, this one's a little bit hard to demonstrate without the aid of a partner, so bear with me. The back kick is a fantastic tool in run-by Nazi floggings. Use it when a Nazi is getting a little bit too close for comfort on your tail end, and then whack them nice and hard. Figuratively, not literally. This is all satire. And before you go out there, a word of warning. Nazis are good at running. They've had a lot of practice. They've been running from self-accountability all of their life. So be careful out there. You're not gonna punch a Nazi. Look at you. You're too feeble and weak. What move do you think you can throw that's going to hurt a Nazi? I'll tell you one. It's called a stomp kick, and I'm gonna teach you. This is the video for all the people in the comments that express concerns over being vertically challenged or less athletic. The foot stomp, the dumb tech, the Wade Garrett special is the perfect move to make those tiki torching losers crumble to the ground and remember you forever. Now, the goal of the stomp kick, sometimes called the kneecap, is to take your toes and invert them to the outside, placing your foot over the knee, pushing through with power, and hyperextending that knee in the wrong direction. This particular move takes very little power or athleticism to apply, and it is devastating, especially if that Nazi doesn't see it coming. And it has the added benefit of being a move that's going to cause lasting damage. That brown shirt buffoon is going to sense the rain coming through the pain in his knee from this day forward. He did not see that coming. I didn't even do that on purpose. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your knee, blading your shin and toes to the outside. Now tilt your knee away from your opponent, extend through that knee with power and force to hit that kneecap, hyperextending it into the wrong direction. You can find power within this move by gearing your body mechanics into it, or you can use it defensively, using your upper body to evade a strike while hitting that knee. Either way, knee's donezo. Oh, look at that. That'll wreck your football career. One of the beautiful things about the Nazi Hobbler 5000 is that it takes very little training or effort to apply. And then once you do, there's not really much they can do to chase after you because, well, you've blown their knee. As always, remember that I don't condone violence. I just teach you how to do violence correctly. And hey, Nazis wish violence on this world. You're just greeting them with the same hostility that they wish to bring to you. And don't take this too seriously. It's all satire. I am become meme. I mean, legalized comedy, am I right? You see, the problem with defending yourself against a Nazi is that they might see you later. Well, let's fix that with an eye jab. I could teach it to you. The eye jab, the eye gouge, the bugey, the only reason John Jones is undefeated in the UFC is a very dangerous move that should probably only be used when you're in dire straits, but hey, I'm not your mom. Because of the Three Stooges and the fact that it's called a jab, many people think that an eye jab is thrown in a similar way as a jab, a straight movement. All you really need to do is extend those fingers out. But I have a better way to do it that comes from Chinese martial arts. For the purposes of today's demonstration, I want you to change your verbiage from eye jab to eye wipe. What you're going to do is you're going to blade your body towards that Mussolini moron. That elbow comes straight up, you're going to point it towards your target, the eyes, and you are going to actually wipe those eyes with those fingers extended. Wipe is what we're going for. This particular style of movement gives you the most range for success, and for your ladies and gentlemen out there who have gotten their nails did, these can scratch corneas. What we want to do with these things is we want to make sure that we're using this as a setup to a follow-up movement. The blindness is often temporary. So if we're using this offensively, you're going to wipe and then kick. This will blind a fascist fan faster than they can explain to you how the trains in Italy always ran on time. But it's a beautiful move because not only can it be used offensively, it can be used defensively. If you are being attacked and don't have the wherewithal to be able to attack back, I want you to tuck your chin and raise your shoulders. Extend those arms out and splay those fingers. What I want you to do is use those fingers to find those eyes. It's usually their forward momentum that's going to be their undoing. Allow them to run into those fingers. Remember, the Nazi blinder is illegal in combat sports for a very specific reason, because it works, but it shouldn't be relied on. I implore you to hone your skills in a martial arts school or an MMA gym so you don't have to rely on a trick to be able to defend yourself. And while often considered a dirty trick in fighting, I kind of consider it a favor to a Nazi, because hey, they hate seeing people of different ethnicities and ideas, so if you take away their sight, you're kind of doing them a favor. Help a Nazi not see.